let's talk about what top SaaS founders do differently from the typical or average SaaS founder. In my experience working with SaaS founders for about 25 years, there are 5 big differences that the top ones have that the others do not. Number 1, the top founders know their own weaknesses. You cannot be good at everything and every aspect of running a SaaS company, and you don't have to be. What you do have to know is knowing what you're good at and know what you stink at, right? And this leads us to factor number 2. When you know what you are bad at, the top founders are very good at hiring people, hiring outside resources to supplement their own personal weaknesses. So if they are weak in finance, the top founders know that about themselves, and they get someone on the team that's very good at finance. If they're strong technically but weak in sales, they're going to hire someone and bring in outside resources that are very good in sales. You have to get good coverage across the functional areas in order to succeed in the long term. And the top founders are very good at getting that coverage despite their own personal weaknesses. All right, trait number 3, the top founders do a really good job at having the right focus and the right parts of the company at the right time. Now, a company has multiple functional areas. They are all important over time. However, different functional areas have a greater importance at different stages of the company's maturity. And the top founders are highly sensitive and aware of that. For example, when you are very, very early, brand new, the engineering team is very important. Can you even build the product? Does it work? Does it solve the problem that customers want solved? Those are important questions, and the R&D team can deliver and address those issues. However, once you've established that, the success of the company long-term depends a lot more on things like sales and marketing. So the good founders that are very self-aware recognize the focus needs to shift to sales and marketing. Some founders that aren't aware of this, they will think, if I want to triple sales, I just add more features. And, if we're losing money, add more features, right? The answer to everything is add more features. And that's not true for every stage of growth for the business. So good founders recognize that and are able to shift their focus accordingly. The 4th thing that good founders are able to do, the top ones in particular, they're very good at upgrading the talent in the key functional areas. As a business grows, from a 0 to 1 million, 1 million to 5 to 10 to 30 to 50 to 100. People are not good at every stage of the business. I have a certain sweet spot. I'm very good from between roughly 3 million to 30. That's my sweet spot. And occasionally I work with companies down to 1 million or so. For companies at 400 million sales, I'm not the best person for that. If they're under 1 million, I'm not the best person for that, right? There are others that are better at that. That is true for you, and that is true for every leader in every department within your SaaS company. They're good at a certain revenue and size range. If there's just a certain set of problems that they have to solve at that stage, and as the business grows beyond that, there's a whole new set of problems that they don't have experience with. So top SaaS founders are very good at recognizing the limits of their people, and they upgrade and replace them with stronger people much earlier than the average founder. Most founders never upgrade the people, which is why they don't grow, right? The ones that are good but not great, or not great yet, they tend to upgrade late, typically 1 to 4 years later than they should have, and relative to a top founder. All right, the last thing that top founders do differently than other founders is they end up over time making more and more of the decisions based on data and math. When you are an initial startup founder, 0 to 1 million in sales, there's no data to analyze, right? The markets are emerging. There's no industry analysis that you can buy. You have no sales data to look at. There's no customer data. You're kind of going off intuition. And that is like a really useful skill set to make decisions off of gut and intuition and market knowledge under, say, 1 million in sales. But very quickly beyond 1 million, and certainly by 5 million, 10 million and beyond, the business is throwing off a tremendous amount of data. That data needs to be captured, analyzed, and decisions need to be made based off of that data. So the top founders, they don't have debates, right? Data answers and resolves all debates. So they get data to solve debates, and they make better decisions based off of math in order to scale. And it's very, very hard to scale beyond, say, 4 or 5 million in ARR, annual recurring revenue, without the data and making smart decisions that are empirically proven with very low risk, with very high return, right? That's what the top founders do that others do not. So to wrap up, these are the 5 things that top SaaS founders are able to do that the average founder is not. I encourage you to learn from them and follow them yourselves. If you found this video useful, please subscribe to my channel. I have lots of videos just like this. Like this video. If you have any questions or comments, add them below. I'll be happy to answer them.